Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a new video. Today is going to be all about the TR3650 transmission, but before we start today's video, man, I want to send a huge apology to anyone that I offended with the orientation of this flag. As you guys can tell, it's backwards, and that was for my own ignorance. I did not know that there's a certain way the flag goes. I know I should, but I didn't know, and I appreciate you guys in the comments letting me know. So before we start today's video, man, let's change that real quick for my veterans out there. I appreciate you guys, man, and I'm sorry, man, I didn't know. I wasn't doing it out of spite or anything like that, but let's change that for you guys. There you go, boys. It's all fixed. I was under the impression that there was only a front side and a back side. I thought, the back side, the back side would look different than the front side. So, yeah, man, all fixed. Let's get into the car, man. We're gonna do some gear shifts, 1, 2, 3s, 2, 3s. Show you guys that this transmission can take a beating. And stay tuned to the end of the video, guys. It's gonna be an awesome one. Make sure you guys drop a thumbs up down below. And let's get on with today's video. So yeah, before we start out today's video, guys, I'm gonna be going ahead and switching this shifter handle, because if you guys don't know what shifter this is the Pro 50 shifter. You guys might be wondering why I did that, because I used to have an MGW. This is the shifter that Hanlon Motorsports recommended me, and I said, man, you guys are the trans builders, I'll run whatever shifter you guys want, and this is the one they recommend. And so far I have no complaints. The only complaint I have is this shifter handle, and Andrew took care of me, and he went ahead and sent me out another one, and this is going to be a farther more reach. As you guys can tell, those are the bolts right there, and look at the difference of that. So I think that's going to be more comfort. And my arms are long, but even just shifting the gears, my arm's fully extended, so I couldn't imagine with a shorter arm person trying to shift this thing. So we're going to throw this new handle on and try it out. So yeah, these things do have lock washers, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw blue Loctite on it regardless, because I've had one of these shifters come loose on me, and that's no good. You never want that. So yeah, and you guys can tell. Check it out, man. Look at that difference. Look at how far the other one sits back. And yeah, it might not be best for racing applications because it might increase the throw. I'm not sure, but doesn't really matter to me, man. Oh yeah, man, look at that. That's gonna be awesome. Look, my arms just chilling. Fourth, third, first. Oh yeah, that's gonna be freaking badass. A lot better. Dude, look at that. So much better, dude. Adjust my seat. Yeah, it's literally right here. Dang, I gotta freaking put down the e-brake. The e-brake gets in the way now. It feels like it didn't mess up the shortness of the throws at all. But look how close it is to your arm. I barely even had to take my arm off the center console. That's way better, man. Let's get some AC going in this thing, because as you guys can see, I'm dripping freaking sweat already. Let's go. Alright, boys. Man, dude, this shifter feels good already. Oh, and this is one thing that makes this purchase 100% worth it. Just this thing right here. You guys see that? I'm in reverse. As the 95s aren't used to that. They aren't used to going in reverse too easily. So yeah, man, if you guys have a T45 like this car used to have, you guys know how frustrating that is trying to get into reverse. When you're going into a parking spot or something like that, and someone's waiting behind you, and you're trying to put it in fifth and put it in reverse, and it just won't go in. This transmission solved that, man. I don't know what they did to it, but they solved it. They got it down. And dude, look how close that shifter is to me. I have a full bend in my elbow now, and my arm is pretty long, you know what I mean? I can reach the dashboard, I can reach the clock. So it didn't really bother me, the race shifter, but this would definitely give me more comfortability and without sacrificing the shorter throws. Look, that's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, reverse. Look how easy that reverse goes in, dude. That's so sick. Oh yeah. I feel like I'm gonna be able to bang gears way more easily in this shifter. With this shifter handle. Oh yeah, that thing's nice. It gives it that Cobra look with the shifter. Super nice, super nice. Yeah, so this is gonna be my 1-year review of my Hanlon Motorsports built TR3650. This transmission is spec'd for my Coyote swap, and it's, you know, pretty much built for 700 wheel horsepower. And I wanted to get the exact specs for you because it's been a year. I forgot exactly what this transmission has, but this trans has the bronze pads. It has a Gorilla 1-2 shift fork, and then the 3-4 shift fork is a billet shift fork, which at the time I really didn't have money to do all billet shift forks, which I would recommend if you're really beating on the car. But the Gorilla shift fork is doing just fine. The 3-4 shift fork is what messed up on my T45, so that's why I opted for the billet on the 3-4 shift fork. If you guys are looking to get this transmission is going to run you $1,679 for a stage 2 TR3650, and with a $600 core charge, meaning you get the $600 back if you send in your core. Hanlon Motorsports is really good at helping you guys out on the shipping and everything like that. It was super easy. All I did was put my transmission on a pallet, and they set up a truck to come pick it up, and the truck loaded it up, no issue. It was easy. My thoughts on this transmission is it's an absolute beast, dude. I beat this transmission up, nitrous, NA, 6,000 RPM ribs. We are really going to test this transmission's limit when we do the Coyote, because the Coyote is going to be shifting at 7,500, 7,600 RPM, and I know this transmission can do it, but the real question is the McCloy Street Extreme single disc going to be able to do it? Because we might have a little bit of issues with lockout with that clutch, so we might have to go to a twin disc. So if there's any clutch companies out there that want to partner up and you want to showcase your clutch for the channel with a badass Coyote swap build, potentially it's gonna, not potentially, but it will eventually be supercharged, and we can put your clutch to the test. None of this just driving around and street pools or whatever. We're gonna be launching the car and really getting after it, trying to make this thing 60 foot in the 1.5s and 1.4s. If you got a good clutch and you guys want to test it out on this channel, this is the car for you. Yeah, man, I can't give this transmission any more praise, dude. Like, it outshines the T45 in every single way. I don't have any noise, any grinding. It doesn't clunk or anything. Like, it shifts super nice. Every single time you go into gear, it has that little click. Like, it just feels so good. And I paid for this transmission out of pocket, you know. Hanlon Motorsports, they did help me out because I was kind of in a bind, and you know, for obviously showcasing their transmission, I'm not gonna lie about that, but I did come out of pocket with my own money. Yeah, dude, this thing feels good. I like that shifter a lot, dude. Andrew, thank you so much. I'm kicking myself in the ass, man, for not putting this shifter in earlier. He sent me this thing like 8 months ago, and I'm barely putting it in. One thing I want to mention on this video is, right now, dude, it's 95 degrees here in South Texas. Heat index is about 105, 110, and this car is starting to not overheat, but it's getting a little warm. Right now, it's hovering around 208, 212, which anything above 212, I'm gonna shut this car off. But the car has clean coolant in it. It always has. But I think the radiator is starting to get plugged, man. I changed the radiator a long time ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago, and I don't know, man. It's a stock radiator, so whatever you guys recommend, you know, drop a comment down below what radiator y'all recommend. It's gonna be going in the Coyote swap, so it kind of needs to be compatible. I think any 96 to 04 radiator should be compatible. but I'm not trying to do nothing too huge, you know what I mean, where it kind of takes up the engine bay room, because that Coyote's kind of big. So let me know, guys, what y'all recommend on a nice radiator setup. I don't mind spending money for the right item, but yeah, I think this thing's gonna need a new radiator, because I think I changed the water pump at the same time. I don't think it's the water pump, because it's kind of odd that at idle it's cooler, but once I'm at freeway speeds it starts to get warm. So I thought it would be backwards, but I talked to my mechanic on it, and he's saying that it's probably a radiator issue, because that was happening to his car. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and swap the radiator, man. I need one anyways for the Coyote. This 96 radiator probably could work for the Coyote, but why not upgrade and get a nicer radiator, keep that Coyote cool. Yeah, it rides absolutely good, man. As you guys can tell, street manners are awesome. Ripping on it, it's awesome. I got no complaints, man. No complaints whatsoever. Just like any other transmission, man, it is a built transmission, which it's not harder to get into gear, but it's different than your stock transmission. So once you throw it in, you kind of got to get used to it. Banging gears, you know, it's kind of a little bit of a learning curve, but it's no big deal at all, man. Y'all figure it out. It's not too bad. Give you guys a little 1-2 rip. These tires suck, man. They're Nitto NT05s, and they absolutely spin on this car. They're not too great, so I'll show you guys right now. This thing absolutely spins first to second. I almost missed third right there. Like I said, it does have a learning curve, especially with this new shifter handle, but it's there. I got it in. As you guys can tell, man, this thing just roasts them. It's badass, man. I'm not used to being able to roast tires in an NA2 valve, because I always had a drag radial on this thing. I barely noticed. Like when the car was stock, it had Nitto Invos on it, and it didn't spin the tires, obviously, because it was stock. But once I did the PI swap, which picked up some more power, I threw on Toyo R888Rs, and those things are nice, man. Like Lamborghinis use those to roll race, like 1,000 horsepower cars, man. They're nice tires. They hook up really good. And after that, I threw a drag pack on with the Mickey Thompson SS. I was never spinning, so it feels good to know this little 2-valve NA can spin some tires, especially at 285. So that brings me to my next point for you guys that are watching. And drop a thumbs up for your boy, man, for making this video for you guys. What rear tire do you guys recommend? Not for racing, but for street. And that's pretty decent, you know, that can hook. Because if I ever get caught on the street with my street setup, I would like to hook if I have my nitrous bottle on. There's no way these tires are gonna hook if I spray it. So what do you guys recommend that's not really like a drag radial? What's like a street tire that can hook, that's pretty decent, has good street manners in the rain? I know R888R is down my alleyway is what I want, but man, those tires are like 800 bucks for 305. That's what I want. I want a 305, 35, 18. But man, those things are expensive, and I don't want to get like a drag radial, because I'm gonna be driving the car a lot on the street setup. And ever since I put the street setup back on the car, man, I found myself driving the car a lot more, and I'm so happy I did, man. Like I've been daily driving this car for the past 3 days, and taking me back to my roots whenever this car was my daily driver. I've been daily driving this car for 3 days, and I really miss driving this car a lot, so I'm glad I got another street setup. tell you what, man. They say spinning ain't winning, but it's a ton of fun as long as you keep it under control. Take a little bit of time out of this video to you know, thank you guys on all the continued support on the recent videos. I know I have been giving you guys a lot of coyote content, but you know, if you guys don't like coyote content, you guys are gonna have to get on board, man, because this car is gonna be eventually coyote swapped, and that's all there's gonna be, just coyote, coyote, coyote. And we need to face the facts, man. Coyote is a new wave, and it's a powerhouse, man. The coyote, it's badass, and they make power so easily. The RPM band is nasty. Like, dude, I can't wait. I can't wait till we get the coyote swap in this thing. It's gonna be freaking badass. If you guys are new to the channel, we have a coyote swap in the plans for this car. That's why I got this transmission built. That's why I went for this specific transmission. And you guys might be wondering, like, why didn't you go at T56 or why didn't you go at T56 Magnum? Well, at the time, man, I didn't have money for it, and a T56 Magnum or just a T56 out of a 0304 Cobra, you got to get a bell housing, you got to get a new drive shaft, I believe, a new shifter. The wiring harness is different. Like, there's a lot of stuff you had to do for the T56 and the T56 Magnum. This transmission is gonna be more than capable, man. I know that for a fact. The reason I did it was for simplicity and of course cost, and everything plugged and play. The only downfall of this transmission going at 3650 and a 96 to 98 car, and I think even 01 had this issue, because the 3650 is OSS and these cars are VSS, so it's hard to get the speedo to work. And I finally got it done, man. Our speedo's working, so now there's no downfall, no downside to swapping a 3650 into your car. I 100% recommend it. I got the Dakota digital box. It costs $100 and easy to install. I got a video on that if you guys want to check that out. I'll post a link up there in the corner if you guys want to check that out. Tires, they want to hook and then they spin. Like, if I'm spinning and I just barely pedal it, they'll hook up, and then once I get back into it, they spin again. So yeah, they're no bueno. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that clunking. Also, I just did some UPR a while back. I did UPR upper and lowers. The lower control arms that I did, they have spherical bushings, which means there's pretty much no bushing at all that mounts to the body. And I'm having some really loud rattling noise, and I'm not sure if that's normal for these lower control arms. If you guys have experience with them, let me know. But they are loud. Like, when people said that I was gonna get noise from them, I didn't expect this. It sounds like something's loose. It sounds like there's somebody with a crescent wrench underneath my car hitting the car metal to metal. That's literally what it sounds like. Not all the time, but when I'm going through bumps and stuff like that, they're really loud. So if you guys are looking for like a street strip kind of deal, I wouldn't recommend these control arms. I'd recommend something with like a poly bushing. Don't go straight metal to metal spherical bushing, because they're really loud and almost to the point where I want to change them out, but I'm getting used to it. If I'm not going to do a ton of drag racing in the future, which I plan to do, but if any of these drag strips close near me and I'm going to be doing, you know, street dig stuff, I'm going to swap those things out and put a poly bushing in there, because them things are just loud. And putting the rear seat delete in the car definitely helped out a ton, but man, those things are freaking loud. things are definitely no bueno for hooking. Yeah, I don't like that at all. That 8th mile was a 992. 60 foot was a 2.57. Be the last pull for the day because I've been beating up on this car pretty good today. Yeah, man, this car surprises me because it has no sway bars whatsoever. It doesn't have a front sway bar, it doesn't have a rear sway bar. And the car still like takes turns good, it drives good. Who needs sway bars? But yeah, man, like I said, with the coolant temp, it is starting to rise. It's about 208, 210 right now. Yeah, I've been beating on it. It's pretty hot outside, but yeah, we're gonna go put the car up, man. I've been beating on it pretty good. Meet you guys at the garage. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that one, man. It was fun making it for you guys. And I think that road that we found is gonna be great. And check this out, man. I'm not sure if you guys can hear. Yes, sir. We created our own street prep. And look how sticky that stuff is. That thing's gonna work awesome on the street. Look at that. I'm pulling some force. That's gonna be freaking awesome, man. I'm just walking around, listen. Sounds like I'm on a freaking damn track. So yeah, man, I can't wait for that. If it does work out good, you know, I do have I have full drag suspension, so whenever we go back out there, I'm gonna adjust the shocks and the struts, put the 26s on and air them down pretty good. You know, hopefully we can hit our PB. Sub 1760 foots on the street would be badass. It's gonna take some testing for sure because this car doesn't have a progressive. We're just gonna shoot the 150 shot out the hole. But with that slick, I think we'll be able to, you know, launch the car softly. But yeah, you know, that's more to come. I'm gonna go do some testing on the street. And sadly, it's only an 8th mile spot, so as long as we hit like a .com is a 765, that's an 1193. So as long as we hit a 760 on the street, man, I'll be happy. The 2-valve 111s, and I won't even have to go to the track, man. If we could do that on the street, it'll do even better at the track. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, man. It was your boy 4.6 Chris. Peace out, man.